My name is Andrea Perron, and what you're about to hear is not a legend. It's something we truly lived through in an old house, lost among the fields of Harrisville, Rhode Island. For years, I tried to forget it, but some things can't be buried, because what happened there marked us forever, and I survived to tell the tale. It all began in January of 1971. I was 12 years old. My parents, Roger and Carolyn, were looking for a quieter place to raise their 5 daughters. And when they saw that 18th century colonial farmhouse, it seemed perfect. What we didn't know was that the house already had owners, and not all of them were alive. The first night was strange. There was a damp smell that wouldn't go away, and a persistent coldness, even though the fireplace was lit. My sisters and I shared a room, and that first dawn, Christine said something I'll never forget. "Why is that woman staring at me?" We thought it was a bad dream, but she swore that a figure in an old gray dress was standing in the corner, just watching. As days went by, the small incidents became routine. Doors opening by themselves, objects disappearing, whispers in the attic, knocks on the walls, always at the same time. 3:07 a.m. My mother began to change. She stopped sleeping. She would walk through the house at night, holding a candle, as if following something, or someone. She said the house was calling her. One night, we found her alone in the basement, trembling with a vacant look. She told us someone had spoken to her from the darkness, saying, "This is my house, and you do not belong here." And that was just the beginning. One morning, Cindy, one of my sisters, wouldn't stop crying. She said something was speaking to her from the wall, whispering words in a language she didn't understand, telling her to come out. My sister April spoke to someone no one else could see. She said his name was Rory, and that he played hide and seek in the closets. But the worst was when Nancy suddenly screamed during dinner. She had finger marks on her arm, like someone had grabbed her tightly, but there was no one nearby. One night while we were sleeping, we heard a loud crash. A mirror had fallen from the wall and shattered for no reason. When my mother went to pick up the pieces, she found a mark drawn with ashes, an inverted cross. That's when we realized this wasn't just a haunted house. It was something else. My mother sought help, and that's how we met Ed and Lorraine Warren. Although the Catholic Church does not officially endorse or recognize the Warrens as authorities in demonology, they do acknowledge them as paranormal investigators. Ed Warren was considered an unordained demonologist, and Lorraine a spirit medium recognized by the church. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, stopped in her tracks as soon as she entered the house, looked up at the ceiling, and whispered, "There's something very old here, very dark, and it doesn't want you to leave. It wants you to stay forever." She spoke of an entity, a woman named Bathsheba Sherman, a real figure recorded in 19th century records. Bathsheba was accused of witchcraft, rumored to have sacrificed her baby in a ritual, offering it to Satan, and cursing the land before taking her own life by hanging from the tree in front of the house. After her death, many tragedies occurred on the property. Children drowned, farmers committed suicide, women went mad and killed their own families. Lorraine said Bathsheba had taken my mother as a vessel, slowly weakening her. And she was right. One night, we found her levitating in the living room. Her eyes were open, but it wasn't her. She was paralyzed. Her lips moved as if reciting something. That night, Ed told us to leave the house, but we had nowhere to go, so we stayed. That's when the clearest apparitions began. A faceless man walking down the hall, an old woman laughing in the kitchen corner, a tall, completely black figure gliding across the ceiling. One early morning, I heard footsteps in the hallway. I thought it was one of my sisters, but when I opened the door, there was no one there. Then, from the end of the corridor, a shadow detached itself from the wall. It had no face. It made no sound. It just slowly approached. I ran. I locked myself in the bathroom and stayed there until dawn. The Warrens tried a ritual. It wasn't an exorcism. It was a desperate attempt to sever the connection between Bathsheba and my mother. During the session, chaos erupted. The house shook. Furniture flew. My mother screamed as if something was trying to rip her soul out. And at one point, she fainted. When she woke up, she only said, "It's gone." And since then, the house fell silent. But it was not empty. We lived there a while longer before finally leaving. Nothing ended that story. The house still stands, with its untamed whispers and heavy air. When my family finally escaped in 1980, the land did not release its shadows. Later, tenants fled without looking back. One even left his tools behind, pale and determined never to return. Over time, no one else could live there. The property was sold and turned into a tourist attraction, a place where only the bravest dare to stay, trying to confront the unknown. But after everything I lived through, I don't think anyone should play with forces they neither understand nor control. So, I warn you, would you dare to visit it? And I survived.
Suscríbete, subscribe now, dale like, hit the like button. Más historias te están esperando. More stories are waiting in the shadows. No te vayas, stay with me. Sobreviví para contarlo y tú también. I survived to tell.